Boys and girls, welcome back to another Arknights Endfield guide by yours truly. We have Camille in the spotlight for today's content, looking like a modern day swaggerific Dracula. With all that aura he's farming, you probably wouldn't mind if he drank your whoa, Smack, are you okay, brother? In today's video, my goal is to just teach you guys how to play him on a fundamental level, as well as his role and purpose in various different teams, how to build him effectively, and how to get the most out of him. He is a Vanguard support character who is going to be funneling a lot of SP into your teams, but there is a trick to his rotations and how to use his skills so that you are playing him correctly. But if you end up finding this video informative, leaving a like would definitely help. Without further ado, let's get into it. Like usual, let's go ahead and start off with the basic attack sequence. I think it looks really nice, but it doesn't do anything special that warrants him having to be your pilot character on the field, although it does look very aesthetically pleasing in my personal opinion. He also has, if you do a double dash, he turns into some bats, which is really nice momentarily. It doesn't last too long. Now, let's go ahead and start off with his battle skill, which is actually very important for a number of reasons. One, it can apply heat infliction. That's always good for different teams, but it also applies weaken and heat susceptibility. And so you got two different debuffs here. One is reducing the damage that the enemies can do to you, and then the other one is increasing the damage they receive from heat. Now, the cool thing about this is it lasts for 45 seconds. So it lasts a very long time. Once you put it on the target, you don't have to worry about re-upping it for duration and uptime. And another really valuable perk about it is that when you kill enemies that have this debuff on them, the bats will spread to other targets, which is really nice, especially for AoE situations. I can imagine people are going to be using that in contingency contract as well as those AoE domains. Now, another thing that's worth noting is if you do Camille's combo skill on any targets that have the hovering Fire Fang Vesper Wings, he will do a additional explosion for 100% extra damage. So that's nice there, but like I said, don't expect him to do an insane amount of damage because he's a Vanguard support. The last cool thing about the battle skill is it does synergize with his talent, Hunter of Transgression. Basically, if they have the Fire Fang Vesper Wing debuff on their head, Camille can actually heal himself and grant himself Link. Now, this is very important because Link applies to the whole party. It's a buff that is going to increase the damage of either your battle skill or your ultimate. Anybody on the team that casts this next will get that Link buff. So you do have to time it, or you can, give the Link buff to somebody who does no damage at all. So that's kind of meticulous in terms of the nature of how it can be applied. Now, his next talent, Blood Fount Revival, also synergizes with Hunter of Transgression. Basically, anytime Camille restores HP via a skill, he gains heat damage stacking up to 5 times. That's 20% in totality, and the team will benefit from 25% of that, which is a 5% heat damage bonus given to the team. And there's one really cool little perk that you can miss at the bottom. If Camille already has max HP, then you get 2 stacks instead of 1 stack. So keeping his HP at max is not wasted in terms of him getting heals. Next up is his combo trigger. Very easy to activate and understand. Whenever anybody consumes or absorbs heat infliction, he will do a little dash attack and recover SP for the team. It does have an 18-second cooldown, which is pretty long. And so building him with a set that can reduce that is obviously going to be effective for him from a supportive role. Lastly, we have Camille's ultimate. There's 2 different variations to it. One is the initial casting where he goes up in the sky, deals some damage, applies heat infliction, and recovers SP. Then there's the second part of the ultimate where he transforms your battle skill temporarily into what's called Hunter's Pursuit. So once you cast this battle skill again, it doesn't cost any SP. In fact, it recovers even more SP to the team while dealing even more damage. Now, the biggest downside to his ultimate is it does cost a whopping 132 cast. So in situations where you have to get the ultimate back up, or you start off with ultimates down, which is in the Umbral Monument, it is ideal building a set and build on him where he gets a crap ton of energy recharge back. Speaking of which, now's the perfect time to segue into how to build him appropriately. As I said, his combo skill has an 18-second cooldown, and his ult costs a whopping 130. It is ideal from a supportive role to put the Frontier set on him because it's going to reduce that combo skill down a bit so they can cast it more. And then every time he recovers SP, the team gets a 16% damage bonus. This is an amazing set for a lot of supportive characters, but it really does fit Camille's kit synergy quite well. On top of that, it has intellect as the main stat across all 3 pieces. He has his talent that gives him more healing based off of his intellect stat. So it really does support him perfectly well. The final piece I'm going to recommend is going to be the Redeemer Seal because it gives a whopping amount of ultimate gain efficiency while still increasing his healing efficacy for himself. It's a fantastic option for Camille from that Vanguard supportive role. You want to get that ultimate up as fast as possible, especially in some events, you're going to be casting that ultimate more than one time. And so getting it up to continue to funnel that SP into the team is going to be a great thing to do. Now, in terms of an alternative set, I mean, you're probably going to be seeing people run the Arts Intensity build so that when he's proccing Combustion inside of Contingency Contract, he's getting those juicy ticks. That's probably going to be this set right here. But me personally, I genuinely think the Frontier set is just fitting his kit perfectly well. So that's going to be my recommendation. In terms of his weapons, of course, every Arknights Endfield character is going to have their signature weapon, but the big question is, do you need his signature weapon? Because he's a supportive character that's not going to do insane amounts of damage, I don't think you need this signature weapon. The real benefit of it is it gives attack percent when he recovers SP to the entire party. Attack percent is like universal buff for all characters. It's good for everyone. And so that's the real advantage it has. But the Battle Pass free version is doing almost the exact same thing. It's just not giving attack percent to the team. It's giving heat susceptibility, which is good for your Rossi. It's good for your Levitane. It's even good for him. And it's giving a physical and heat damage bonus to the team as well. Now, it's not giving attack percent, so it's not as universal, but most of his teams you're going to be using are going to be heat or physical. So it's really not that big of a downside, to be honest. It gives the ultimate gain efficiency, which he needs. It gives agility. It's a fantastic option. I don't think you need the signature weapon. There's only a 5% discrepancy in their performances when you get this to a max dupes. And so it really is a very solid option for supportive characters. You don't need this weapon, but of course, if you're a big Camille fan, I completely feel you for getting it. It is a little bit better. Okay, if you are new to my guides, I like to commentate as they do the showcase so that you guys could learn in terms of what I'm doing to ensure that we're optimizing damage. Starting off with the Levitane team, because it was a little bit slower time, but it's actually because Levitane's kit, it is a ult that lasts a long time, and this guy has a cutscene where he literally just teleports across the room. So I got to sprint to him. That's wasting DPS in terms of how her kit functions, but it's actually really strong, right? So one of the first things you want to do with this team, the Antul and Camille, they are going to immediately apply their debuffs. Antul pops focus right here, right? Boom, you see the focus go on him. And then Camille follows up with his battle skill. So that's 2 battle skills instantly casted, but it's important because both of them will apply heat susceptibility, enabling us to do a lot of damage. And the cool things about both Antul and Camille is their debuffs last for a real long time, like 45 seconds or something like that. So once those two cast those 2 debuffs, the good news is we can now proc Camille's ultimate to start funneling SP back into the team, and we can proc Antul's combo to put another second heat infliction stack onto the enemy's head. Now, this is important because Levitane needs to absorb heat infliction stacks to get what's called melting flames or melting blade or something like that. And as soon as she has 4 of these, you want to pop her battle skill because it does a crap ton of damage when she has 4 of them. And you can only cast it when she has 4 of them too. Otherwise, you butcher. So that's very important, right? So after those 2, we immediately cast Camille's ult. He goes up into the air. While this is happening, I'm about to do a final strike. And at the same time, we're going to go back here. At the same time, when she casts that final strike, she's going to absorb whatever heat infliction stacks are on the enemy's head. So there's only 3 on his head because Camille's ult applies the 3rd one. And at the same time, simultaneously, I absorb all 3. So we're missing just 1 more stack. And you can see at the bottom left-hand corner, you've got 3 melting stacks. It's on top of her little icon. We just need 1 more and there'll be 4 in total. And now we can get the ultimate going. But at this point, you'll notice that the Camille and Ardelia combo skills came up. So now we can cast those. Now, this is another important part with Ardelia in particular. Ardelia is going to apply corrosion on the enemy. Now we have to use another skill to consume that corrosion with her battle skill to create the additional debuffs that Ardelia gives to the whole team. Once this happens, all debuffs are on their head and we can finally go into her ultimate, Levitane's ultimate, that is, right? So we do her combo skill. Also, her combo skill gives the final melting stack. So now you can see down there, we got 4 melting stacks. So now her combo skill has done that. We just consumed corrosion with Ardelia. Now it's time to do everyone's ultimates. His ultimate's very strong. Yeah, he gives the amplification damage bonus to the heat in the team. So he pops that ult, and now you'll notice I'm going to go straight into her ult and straight into her battle skill, right? So bam, that's 82,000. Bam, 92,000. And then an uppercut. Bring! boom, for 263,000 damage. If this douchebag didn't have a cutscene teleportation here, I would immensely like do so much more damage, because then I just continuing going into her battle skill, getting those heat infliction stacks built up, and we'd be good to go. But the cool thing about Camille, you didn't notice it in the background. I already casted Camille's battle skill to give back even more SP to the team, because this is a very SP hungry team. So you'll notice right here, I cast Camille's battle skill. Yeah, I just casted it right there to give back even more SP to the team. That's the value of Camille. It's like you don't even notice that what he's doing in the background. He's basically enabling us to do all of our battle skills without running out of SP, and that's why he's so valuable. So from this point, it's very, very simple. We just auto attack with her to apply heat infliction stacks, try to fill up another melting blade, and then cast her battle skill one more time. Unfortunately, I misplayed. Right here. We go back. I was only at 3, right? You can see. So there's 2 ways you can see how many melting blade stacks Levitane has. Right here or on her icon. My goofy butt casted it prematurely, her battle skill, before she reached 4 stacks. And so she didn't do the final nuke attack at the end. Thus, I've kind of butchered my, my run here a bit. Yeah, you'll see I casted it right before I got 4 melting blade stacks. In case you're wondering, this is something that happens with Levitane. On her 3rd strike in her ult, she gives a heat infliction. So I tried to time that 3rd strike to cast battle skill as soon as it happens, but I mistimed it. That was all that was. But we still got 58 seconds, a sub 1 minute run. If we would have did it correctly, we probably would have got like 54 seconds or so. But like I said, this boss is a bit of a annoying boss for Levitane because her ult lasts longer and that cutscene gets in the way of the DPS. But that's pretty much how you use it in a nutshell, right? You basically want to make sure you get up her melting blade stacks, but in the process of doing that, you are setting up focus, setting up Vesper wings with Camille, and then you're consuming corrosion with Ardelia to apply even more debuffs. At that point, cast everybody's ults, go into the battle skill of Levitane so that she can consume all the melting blade inside of her ult for big damage. And then the rest is history. You start that over again. In a longer winded fight, his ult will come back up and you'll be able to do that rotation a second time with fluidity again. Now we're going to go into the second team, this is my team. So with this team, it's just a little bit different. You always want to make sure Camille pops his battle skill before he ults. The reason being is you have to apply the debuff of the Vesper Wing. So you can apply Weaken, Heat Susceptibility, 1 Heat Infliction stack, and then you go into his ultimate, because once you go into his ult, if you cast his battle skill, it's going to be the other move. It's not going to be that debuff. And so you're going to be doing all of these setups without his debuff, the Vesper Wing debuff, even being on the enemy. So you have to cast his battle skill before you cast his ultimate. Luckily, in like game modes like Umbral Monument, his ult won't even be up, so you'll have to cast it regardless. But in modes where his ult is up, cast the battle skill first, then go into the ultimate. With this team, you'll see that's exactly what I do. I cast battle skill, whoop, and then I spam straight into his ultimate. With this team, it's really cool because at this point, you want to go into everybody's ultimates off rip. I go into Pog's ultimate next. I go into Mifu's ultimate next. And the reason I use Mifu's ultimate next is because her ultimate can imply a vulnerability stack. This enables my Rossi to then cast her battle skill and apply her debuff. But she won't apply the debuff if vulnerability isn't already on the enemy. This is why you have to cast Mifu's ult on this team. And this is the one weakness of this team if you don't have ults up, because Mifu can't apply. Oh, yes, she can. She can apply it with her battle skill. So you would have to cast Mifu's battle skill, which would eat a skill point. I wouldn't stress about that because both Pog and Camille are on the team with their SP funneling capabilities. But basically, that's why we do that, okay? So she applies that. I immediately cast Rossi's battle skill. You see those wolves go on to them? That's the debuff, the purple scratch on them. Now Rossi can go into her combo skill to apply even more vulnerability stacks. Now we're going to cast his battle skill for free. Rossi's casting hers at the same time. This team's combo potential is crazy. And as soon as we're done there, we're going into his combo skill for more SP funneling, into Mifu's combo skill to put another physical susceptibility debuff on them, and buffing her crush capability with her battle skill. It's a lot going on, boys. Right? So we got this going on. And once that happens, all debuffs are on him. I put every debuff under the sun on this man, so now we can burst him down with Rossi and Mifu at the exact same time. Watch this man's health. Look at his health. Oh my God, dude. This is what I love about this team. The nuke is crazy, bro. So it's once again, Mifu's hitting him with Crush. Rossi's bursting him down with her ult. And then Pog's doing the all at the same. It's beautiful, man. I'm going to play it through without pausing just so you guys can see the cinema. But this dude gets up, immediately pops his cutscene, and teleports over there, and we go over there and kick his ass. Now, this second rotation, you pretty much want to get Rossi and Rossi and Camille. You want to pop both of their skills to start getting that skill point funneling. You see that Camille's ult's already halfway there. So at this point, you're just trying to pop those two to get, vulnerability stacks back up so that Mifu can pop that crush attack again. That's pretty much how this, I love this team so much. It is a very expensive team, but it's so fun. Yeah, so you'll see we already got 3 stacks on them. I tried to dodge before casting, which I did. We did land both of their combos. And now, instead of waiting for the final vulnerability stack, which I could have put one more vulnerability stack on him by just casting Rossi's battle skill, I just went straight for the damage with Rossi. Oh, I'm sorry, Mifu. Bam! Look at that, bro. Oh, man, Mifu. Oh, that's my girl, bro. That's my girl. I love Mifu. And you can see that Camille's ult's already about to be up. But see, him and Pog are funneling so much SP, and I'm going to let it play through all on its own this time. Him and Pog are funneling so much SP that this team can get away with just doing its thing. And it's why I love it so much. Their SP funneling enables Rossi and Mifu to just pop the hell off. Look at that. Look, just watch the SP bar. It just keeps going back up between Pog and Camille. And so I'm casting their skills uninterrupted, man. It's just a fireworks show, bro. I'm telling you, this team is sad. You can hear it in my voice. This team is so satisfying. But the problem is you do got to have everybody's ults up for this team to pop off. And that's the big weakness. In Umbral Monument, their ults are not up, right? And so if their ults aren't up, you got to go ahead and do things a bit differently. That said, this is just to show you guys the capability of the teams when you're using them with the combos, right? One more thing I want to point out with Camille is in AoE situations, once I told you, he excels in them because when the enemies die, his Vesper wings keep spreading to other targets. So you're going to be seeing that utilized by him in the contingency contract mode. And you also see it in modes where there's just a lot of AoE mobs. He's going to use his battle skill. You're going to obliterate the little mobs and it's going to explode and spread to other enemies. It's a really cool thing that he's capable of doing while still fulfilling those supportive capabilities. But that's going to wrap up my Camille guide. I didn't get to spend an overwhelming amount of time with him. I kind of just wanted to get that out so that you guys can have a good basis as to how he functions. So comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and happiness. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.